Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, August 26, 2025. As the Dr. Barry Wint Scholarship enters its second year, approximately 151 recipients received grants on Friday to pursue studies in various fields. Over 500 scholarships were dispersed last year. The 5-year program is a commitment of $2.5 billion to support workforce training in the health sector. Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton emphasizes that challenges in the health workforce globally and in Jamaica make the scholarship program critical to meeting shortages in specialties and skilled professionals. It also meets the growing demands of an evolving population.
And so we have to therefore develop a program that is going to populate the build-out of infrastructure that we have. And the government is very seized with the priority of doing that, which is why the Barry Wint Scholarship was developed.
Among the various areas of studies being supported are biomedical engineering, radiology, counseling therapy, medical physics, and dental nurse therapy. It is expected that by 2027, the scholarship program will yield approximately 63 nursing graduates, 4 biomedical engineers, 3 social workers, and 15 diagnostic imaging professionals who will serve the public health system. An additional 56 nurses are projected by 2028, as well as 10 midwives and 9 social workers. 134 doctors and 42 dentists will also be trained by 2029. Jamaica is to commence a pilot shortly using the sterile insect technique, SIT, to reduce the risk of mosquito-borne diseases. SIT is a method of insect pest control that is safe for people and the environment. Insects are sterilized using radiation, like gamma rays or X-rays, so that while they still compete for mates, they cannot reproduce. It aims to control the mosquito responsible for dengue, Zika, and other arboviruses. Director of the Health Promotion and Protection Branch in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Dr. Simone Spence, says hotter temperatures and unpredictable rainfall caused by climate change have made it even easier for mosquitoes to breed, heightening the risk for outbreaks. Dr. Spence reveals that following a few more consultations, Jamaica will commence testing of the methodology in conjunction with traditional methods to reduce the number of disease-carrying vectors.
We breed male mosquitoes in a controlled facility. They are sterilized using safe radiation, no genetic modification. When released, they mate with wild females but produce no offspring. So over time, the expectation is that the mosquito population that we have targeted will drop, and so does the risk of large, severe outbreaks.
Dr. Spence was addressing a recent SIT pilot project workshop. She informed that in 2023, the country reported more than 3,000 cases of dengue with 9 deaths. There were more than 1,500 cases and 19 deaths in January 2024. During that outbreak, children were among the most affected. SIT has been used in other countries alongside traditional control methods to cut disease cases, shorten outbreaks, and protect lives. The Bank of Jamaica BOJ has given assurance that it has enough foreign currency reserves to satisfy demand. Governor Richard Biles says the central bank has been able to maintain the exchange rate at a relatively stable level by selling into the foreign exchange market. He also highlights that gross international reserves stood at a historical high and healthy level of $6.2 billion as at August 12 this year. Speaking at the bank's quarterly press conference on Thursday, Mr. Biles indicated that the foreign exchange market recently experienced slightly higher than usual volatility, which was the result of temporary factors.
The exchange rate at the end of June depreciated by 2.5% compared with the rate at the end of December 2024, which was faster than the pace of the previous 6 months. This unsteadiness was particularly evident in April and May, underpinned by temporary factors, including A. Uncertainties about developments in the global economy, B. The movement in the rate through the psychological threshold of $160 to $1, and C. A narrowing of the gap between domestic market interest rates and those in external markets.
Mr. Biles affirms the bank's commitment to presiding over the policy of maintaining a flexible exchange rate regime. A month into the rollout of the electronic motor vehicle registration certificate, and Tax Administration Jamaica TAJ says over 65,000 e-certificates have been issued. It says success of the system continues with the replacement of the paper format and eliminating the use of a decal or sticker. The tax authority also notes that over 10% of the transactions were done online. In a release, Commissioner General of the TAJ, Ainsley Powell, says findings of a recent survey indicates that 74% of users had a seamless experience. Mr. Powell reiterates the agency's commitment to improving service delivery incrementally and changing the way it does business. The TAJ is encouraging all private motorists to utilize the online option for vehicle registration renewal as a fast, easier, and more convenient way to access their electronic motor vehicle registration certificate. But owners of other categories of vehicles, such as public passenger, commercial, diplomatic, and all categories of newly registered vehicles, are required to complete their registration in line at a tax office. These certificates will, however, be issued electronically. For further information, taxpayers may contact the TAJ Customer Care Center at 888-TAX-HELP. That's 888-829-4357, or visit the TAJ website at jamaicatax.gov.jm. 700 members of Jamaica's criminal justice system are being targeted for participation in an island-wide series of social justice and gender sensitivity training workshops. It will also engage other stakeholders such as police officers, justices of the peace, and mediators. The training is designed to improve access to justice for vulnerable communities. At the launch last week, key stakeholders expressed that the initiative would strengthen and build an inclusive justice system.
This training is critical because it addresses gaps in how justice services are delivered, especially to those who experience multiple and overlapping forms of marginalization, such as women, children, persons with disabilities, and members of rural and underserved communities.
Together, we are advancing a shared vision, a Jamaica where justice is truly accessible, truly inclusive, and truly equitable. Thank you for your dedication to this work and for being part of the journey toward a more just and equitable society.
The workshop forms part of the Social Justice SoJust project funded by the Government of Canada and implemented by the Ministry of Justice. It is also in collaboration with the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP. And finally, the Jamaica Information Service, JIS, delivered on its social responsibility to the Mount Olivet Boys' Home recently with back-to-school supplies. The annual treat also included career talks from the Jamaica Fire Brigade and the Jamaica Defense Force. The items were acquired through various internal fundraising initiatives and donations by JIS staff members, as well as support from corporate Jamaica. Director of Human Resource Management and Development at the JIS, Dr. David Knight, reassured residents and staff of the agency's commitment to supporting the home.
We are an institution that we talk about every day. Your emblem, your building, your needs are on our minds. And we have a team which is working all year to make sure that we can share some special time with you and to make sure that you know that you are special.
Appreciation was also expressed by Mount Olivet and the Dr. Sue and You Foundation for the continued support.
I want to say thank you so much, Mrs. Davis and JIS, for your continued hard work.
It's always been a pleasantry to be able to do so much and paying it forward.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.